What's going on, world? This is your girl, Marky Lemons. And as you well know, I love me some social media and technology. But because of my age, I was not born and or raised with technology or social media, and I had to force myself to use it. And yes, I had a MySpace account. I thought MySpace was everything. But we've come a long way from the world of MySpace and from my boy Freddie Taylor making me use the almighty Facebook. One of the fun things that I get to do is to travel the country and meet real estate professionals. So recently had the opportunity to attend Inman as a speaker. I've spoke for them probably for the past 5 years. And what I love about Inman is the fact that you're always going to meet innovative people. The most innovative people in real estate attend Inman. And I believe I was at a rooftop party with some wonderful appetizers and cocktails, hanging out with all these CEO and founders of all of these technology real estate companies. And here comes Albert Leao. Now, somebody introduced me to Albert, but Albert and I, we hit it off. We had a great rooftop conversation. And then I realized that Albert loves all things social media. What's going on, Albert?
How is it going? I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on. I am very happy that I was introduced to you at that rooftop bar. By far the most interesting and fun person up there.
Was I dancing? I'm pretty sure. I got to dance on. And we were at a table. Look, Wise Agent CEO was there. You were there as a founder. Zeke Morris was there, the president of the Illinois Realtors. And so it was an innovative group of people. And what I loved was the networking opportunity. And you and I talked about the fact that I'm coming down to Atlanta and how we could do a regional event. But I'm always curious to connect with other people who love social media and technology. And you are the founder of a company called HomeSync. So, what I would like for us to do today is think of the fact that we have grown substantially as an industry. We've gone from 1.4 million realtor members to today over 1.56 million realtors and growing. What should I be focused on moving forward when it comes to social media and technology? Like, what are those top 5 things, and we can break them down, that every real estate professional should either know and or do?
What I always like to tell real estate agents is, their biggest struggle is even being on social media. They're outside, they're selling homes, they're doing open houses, and then they're like, well, I posted one thing here, I posted one thing there. I'm not really sure. I put my house on Instagram, but at the end of the day, they're treating social media as if it were a billboard. And the one thing I always tell real estate agents is you have to be social. You got to be on there. You got to be spending time connecting with new people. You got to be engaging them, asking them questions, learning about people in your community so you can actually connect with them. Because if you actually do social media correctly and you engage with people, they have said that you're 6 times more likely to have a sale than if you're just doing it the old school non-millennial way, as I like to say. I'm a millennial, right? So I grew up with this stuff, and I find that if you connect with people my age, they're going to look you up on social media first. So for real estate agents, it is key that you are on as many platforms as you can be on, so that when people my age that are nosy and want to know everything about you, they search your name. They're like, oh, you know what? This guy, he's really active and look at all he's doing for the community. And then when I'm looking for a home, that name is going to be what pops into my head.
I'm glad that you differentiated between the age brackets right now, because I started off with the fact I am 51 years old. I was not born or raised with social media and technology. We did not have a computer in my house. I got one in college, right? And it took me about a year to get my head wrapped around the fact that I needed to use social media. But the addiction came when I was able to generate that first lead. And it didn't cost me any money. So before social media, I like to run down what I had in regards to marketing. I had a Mercedes station wagon. It was wrapped, right? It had my company name and logo on it. I had billboards. some of them legal, some of them illegal, because at the time I was dating a contractor and I would go and illegally squat on viaducts and have him put up my 8x4 viaduct. This is the first time I just said that whole sentence, right? Because I'm probably past the time of they could prosecute me for those bad acts, 20 years ago. So I had the billboards, the bus benches. I was running a classified ad every single day in the back of the Sun-Times. I was doing a direct mail piece monthly, and I was with a company at the time called House Values. When I think about today, my cost of goods sold is at 3%. That is because I'm leveraging social media and technology, and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They have not sent me a bill just to post, right? But my cost of goods have gone down, and now I have a global reach as opposed to a bus bench that you must drive by it, right? And if I don't pay that bus bench bill, that bus bench is going to disappear. It'll be another real estate company on that bench next week where people can go and sit up and go through your content, right? Since your very first post and just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So I love the stat that you threw out, are 6 times more likely, because when we look at these numbers, right, 97% of consumers are going to leverage the internet in that buying and selling process. And something like 95% of them are going to do it from the palm of their hand, right? Yep. So they got to they have to get over the fact, right, that they need to be on social media. That would be first and foremost. So once they talk themselves into the fact that this is a good move, that they need to have a social media presence, right? What is that next step that they need to take? Because that's going to take some time for them to get over the fact of, right? Because especially if they're a little older than you, they have a totally different mindset. I deleted a inbox message from someone the other day because their whole message was negative. I mean, it was about social media, how old they were. They don't find value in it. And I'm like, at this point, I'm not addressing this situation because I'm okay with you not finding value in it.
Right.
But I believe that every realtor out here who's age 50 or older, you need some new friends and they need to be younger.
Yes.
Right. So I've gotten my head wrapped around this. I guess I got to go give me a Facebook and an Instagram account.
That's right.
What do I need to do now?
Now you need to start connecting with people. I like the example you said of the bus stop. You put an ad on a bus stop and somebody has to be on that bench to see it. Well, nowadays people spend 2.5 hours a day on social media, 2.5 hours a day. So if somebody were spending 2.5 hours on a bus stop, then that ad would be super worth it. But they're not. They're spending 2 minutes, and in Atlanta, the bus is always late, so maybe 10. And then that's it. And they're not really looking for it. Now with social media, you're not only are people spending a ton of time on it, you can target them, right? And so what's important about social media is for you to actually start being active. What real estate agents, I found that their problem is they're trying to migrate from their old strategies to social media, but they're still implementing their old strategies. I had a real estate agent here in Atlanta that sold a house because he shared an article about some house that my boy Justin Timberlake bought in LA. And it was a beautiful house. He shared it. And of course, most people, you're not going to buy a house in Beverly Hills like you are here in Atlanta, but a millennial saw it. And it was, a young girl who probably grew up crushing on some Justin Timberlake. And she started following this real estate agent. Well, lo and behold, a year later, she's looking for a house. And who came into mind? That one real estate agent. So she connected with him. Hey, you posted about Justin Timberlake. I'm a big fan. They connected. A few weeks later, they were closing on a house. And that's the connection that you need to think about when you're on social media. You can't just be putting, I have a new listing. I have a new listing. I have a new listing. Millennials will just go to Zillow for that. We're really good at Google. So we'll search for new listings, find Zillow, find Redfin, and then that'll be our way to go. But then we'll just get whatever real estate agent. If you want to connect with them, you need to find content that we're going to actually engage with. And that's the most difficult part But all you have to do is start going out in the community. There's lots of real estate agents that do it right. Do videos, short form videos. That's why TikTok is taken off. I see lots of real estate agents being successful on TikTok. So it takes some practice, but the key thing is to start treating social media socially and not like a billboard.
So my son is 25, second generation realtor. He'll have 3 new listings coming to the market this month. One of those properties sold 3 days, 6 offers, right?
Right.
And his whole business is built on social media and technology. But recently he closed a deal with NACA against my advice, only because their processes need some updating, right? And because it's a no money down, low interest rate program, he came back, he talked about it. He's been on a talk show, and then he had what's called a champagne closing, where Lamont Ellaby from Champagne Closings comes out and does a champagne toast on the premise.
Okay.
Well, he closed the young lady at this great finance program, but he has given her the best in treatment, like royalty treatment. One thing that kind of stood out to me about Skylar is that when it came time to take photos for his listings, he hired a professional photographer and wanted to include drone videos for every property because of the visual element of it on social media. Not once did he say, "Oh, I think I should use my mobile device to take these pictures." He was like, I want the best photos. And on the first property, he could not order drone because it was too windy that day. But he was like, on every listing I take, I'm going to do professional photography and I'm going to do a drone video, because he's thinking of that as an investment in his real estate business and how he can leverage that drone video and those photos across the entire internet. And it's a reflection on who he is as an agent. And so you're coming from a very visual society, where some of the older societies, because we didn't have social media, because we didn't have all this video content, we actually might be a little bit more audio than we are visual, and still like to read a lot. So I'm loving the fact of being consistent. You said being active. I'm going to throw the word consistent in there, because I'm consistently telling realtors that they need to create 60 seconds of video content Monday through Friday, because by doing so, they're creating 1.8 million words in value. And the reason for being consistent or active is due to the fact when you have platforms like your Instagram stories, your Facebook stories, your Twitter fleet, your YouTube stories, your LinkedIn stories, your Pinterest stories, because all of them have a story feed, that content is going to disappear in 24 hours from public eye. That means you have to consistently feed that feed. So social media is making us be active and consistent in our content if we want to stand out. Right.
And I like that you're talking about video, because that is the key thing right now. That's what everybody wants to do. And over 40% of home buyers right now are millennials. And the fastest growing app in the marketplace is TikTok. And that's because we love video, especially short videos. I mean, like you said, the older generation, they like audio and writing. Man, 280 characters for Twitter is already too much for some of us. You know, we like things in 2 sentences and 3 hashtags. And if you can get it in that, we're good to go.
So let me ask you this. Now, as a study, do I need to keep it to 2 sentences and 3 hashtags? Because if need be, I will do. But I'm glad that you brought that up. So I made a decision earlier this year to delete 4 platforms. And let me tell you the rationale behind it. I know that 70% of my audience is female. I know that there are 80% engagement from this female audience, right? I know my number one age bracket is 45 to 54. So I decided to delete Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, and Clubhouse. But let me tell you why. Because right now you can make $35,000 per month on YouTube. Well, no, on YouTube, but $35,000 per month on Facebook or any Meta owned, right? So that would be Facebook and Instagram with your Facebook or Instagram Reels. That is the cap of what they're saying they're willing to pay out. So when I deleted those 4 accounts, it was with the intentions that I was going to spend more time with my sphere of influence on Facebook and on Instagram and go as deep as possible, yet still creating those quick videos, but it would have to be in the form of reels and or stories on those 2 platforms. So I'm glad that we're first of all, consistency is key, right? And it's not one size fits all.
No.
If I'm going for a younger demographics, right, and I would say probably anything under 50, then guess what? TikTok is it. But because I already have a large engaged audience and I happen to know who's in that large engaged audience, I could ride Facebook and Instagram out until retirement. Right? I'm looking at, I got a good 10 years. And based on just stats, right, these platforms are going to be around. How long can I just ride this out? Right. And I want to squeeze, once again, I want to squeeze every ounce of juice out of these 2 platforms, but to also the ability to monetize it.
Yes.
Right. So we got to the consistency element. What would be number 3?
Man, engagement. I would say engagement, because, one thing that is a killer for any real estate agent is when they're posting. And if I go to a Facebook page, real estate agent's Facebook page, and he's been posting consistently, fantastic. So I know he's active, but then I see people asking questions and no responses. That's something that, again, the millennial generation, we want to be able to talk to you. We don't want to be on, when you call a company and you're on hold for 45, no, we're done with that. We want messaging. We want somebody in front of us immediately. And that's why Facebook even pushes it. They'll let us know. If I go to your Facebook page, they'll say, here's their messenger button. They'll respond within 15 minutes. And if I see that, I'm more likely to work with you. Because if I go back and I see, usually responds within 3 to 5 days, well, that's like 5 years. It's too slow for me. It's got to be quick. It's got to be quick. So making sure you keep the engagement up so that people see that you're active. And one thing that not many people talk about, I say I look for engagement when I go to a real estate agent's page, but the most important person that looks for engagement when they go to your Facebook page, to your Twitter account, whatever account it may be, is a little company named Google. So the way that works is when you're engaged and you're active on your page, it'll boost what your SEO ranking is on Google. So if you're not active, Google will be like, I'm not going to promote this page that's just, dead to the top of the search engine, because that's not what people want to see. They want to see activity. So having a lot of engagement is extremely important, not only for the 5, 10, 5,000, 5 million followers you have, but for the biggest follower of all, which is Google.
That's a good follower to have.
Very much so.
So engagement, taking that time out of every single day to come back, look at what someone has said and to respond. You know what? And I'm going to tell people, put this on your calendar. I do not do a good job of checking my voicemail. And so I actually have a calendar reminder every single day to check my voicemail, because there have been times I've come back and I've missed some good messages, right, for failure to check, but I'm checking Messenger and email all day. I'll tell you what I do a very good job at is checking my emails. I only right now, I think, have 15 emails in my inbox. So that's where I'm spending the most of my time with my engagement. It's like number one priority, then the text message, then the voicemails. But my voicemail says that, you know what, if you want quicker response, this would be those ideal ways in which to communicate with me. So engagement definitely every single day is going to be key. And there are people who won't do business with you if they think that you're going to be less engaged and not respond quickly. So we have that engagement down. What's number? Because first of all, I got some agents right now like, you want me to post? You want me to be engaged? Go figure that out, right? What would number 4 be?
Let's see. A number 4, one thing that I see a lot of people fall down on is understand your platforms, right? you can't treat LinkedIn the same way you treat TikTok, the same way you treat Twitter. They're all different and they have different audiences, and they all work if you use them correctly. And, our HomeSync platform, it allows people to publish on all these social media platforms. But what we also have to coach our real estate agents is, just because you can post something to every platform doesn't mean you should, right? If you're on Facebook and you want to share a more personal side of things, you're a real estate agent, but you also want to know that, you have a family, that you're doing this, that's fine. That's what people kind of expect on Facebook. But on a professional network like LinkedIn, that's not as appropriate. Those are more for more professional connections and so on. Same thing with TikTok. If you're posting on TikTok and you're trying to have, an advertisement that sounds like you're an attorney, you're going to just get swiped right through, right? So you just have to understand your platform. Every platform is different. Instagram is different from Facebook, is different from LinkedIn, from Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest. Understand what you're doing on each one of them. Spend some time.
So here's what's interesting to me about Instagram and how they have, to me, kind of shifted what that looks like. And what do I mean by that? On Instagram, we got a regular feed that's square. We have reels that are vertical. We have a video feed, right? Mm-hmm. And so now what I'm telling people to do is, even though you have this vertical content, you might want to think about creating a thumbnail that's actually 1080 by 1380, because when people scroll, you could take up more landscape, but in the feed, right? Yep. You got this vertical with this 1080 by 1380, but you also have a 1080 by 1080 highlight, right? Yep. And it's like they said, you know what? We know that we are in all these different, or we have all these different feeds in our platform. We're going to make it where you can resize this one thing down so that it looks good in multiple locations on one platform. And trying to explain that to a realtor is like, so say what, Marky? Yeah. I'm like, look, I know it takes some time to get around the fact that I took, get this, a horizontal video, put it inside of a vertical feed, came up with a 1080 by 1380 thumbnail, but I really only want to concentrate on the content on the 1080 by 1080 so it'll also look good in the regular feed on my page. Mm-hmm. And they like, oh, are you kidding me? And here's the tripped out thing, right? And this video potentially is going to 5 to 6 locations, because it could start off as a live video, end up over on Instagram videos, post it to the feed to story, the stories to highlight, and you can add it to a series.
Yep. That's
on one platform.
Yeah.
And you can't implement those same strategies. If I just overwhelmed you, that's what I was trying to do, guys. That strategy does not apply on any other platform. Mm-hmm. That's only an Instagram strategy, right? Or even hashtags for that matter. Each platform is going to be different. So I love the fact that you pointed out that this is not one size fits all, but you must understand the platform that you're going to use. That's up to you to understand that platform. Well, okay. Well, then what's number 5? What's the number 5?
Oh, man. Number 5, don't be afraid.
Say that again.
Don't be afraid. That is the biggest thing. And most real estate agents, they're afraid. They're afraid of the new features. Well, I don't know how I'm going to look like on camera. Well, put yourself on camera and find out, right? And when they launch new things, Facebook, a couple of years, they launched a live video. And I kept telling real estate agents, do it. But I don't know how I'm going to be. I don't know what I'm going to look like. I don't have my makeup on. Well, neither do I. I'm always on Facebook Live. And the reason is, whenever these platforms launch brand new things, they're pushing it as much as they can on their users. So when Facebook Live first came out, when you went live, it would shoot a notification out to all your followers that said, hey, Albert's live. And that would increase engagement tremendously. You wouldn't get that when you just published a post, but you would get live, and then all of your followers would be like, hey, this is new. I've never seen this feature on Facebook. Let me see what's going on. So the people that were on board first and were not afraid to try all the new features, they were jumping ahead and they were getting engagement that the other people weren't. So don't be afraid to try new things. The one that I've seen recently is TikTok. TikTok's come out. It has exploded. It is everywhere. And people my age, they are basically losing jobs because they're on TikTok 8 hours a day. Now you want to be part of those 8 hours. So learn the platform. TikTok makes it very easy to create videos. They have all the filters. They have all these effects to make sure, they can remove stuff in your background. They can make you prettier. They can do everything. Don't be afraid.
I love TikTok, but guess what? It is addictive. And you can find yourself hours later still scrolling through the feed. And people still, even though I'm not on TikTok, people still send me those one-off videos, right? And every time I'm cracking up, I'm like, yes. Or the people who are repurposing their TikTok videos also over to Instagram. Now, Instagram has stated that they will reduce the visibility of that repurposed content, but there are people who are still doing it. So the whole thing, don't be afraid. And I'm an early adapter of live streaming video, especially on Facebook, because Facebook was one of the first channels with the live stream. And it was garnished a lot of new market share. With that being said, people don't care about how you look. People don't care about how you sound. And my most popular Facebook Live video was viewed by over 50,000 people, but it raised over $80,000 for the 77, which is the diversity committee of the Chicago Association of Realtors, for our cleanup, board up efforts in the midst of social unrest here in the city of Chicago. Now, you're the founder of HomeSync. Tell me about HomeSync, because you understand the problems, and I'm assuming that you founded this company in order to help realtors with all these issues.
Yes, absolutely. I actually founded this company a long time ago as a side project to fix my issues with social, because I was overwhelmed as a millennial with social. I would turn on my computer in the morning, and there I was opening a tab for Facebook, opening a tab for Twitter. Then I wanted to open some news feeds that I followed. And I said, this is too much, right? So I founded this company to solve the issue of too many platforms, right? And for real estate agents, that is a problem that I see them running into every day. They're out selling homes, doing open houses. They're dealing with their broker. They're dealing with attorneys. They're dealing with mortgage lenders. Oh yeah, I should be marketing on social media, right? How am I going to do that? So HomeSync is a platform that we make it easy for you to manage your social media. We allow you to connect all your platforms, Instagram, Facebook pages, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you have a LinkedIn company page, whatever you may have, you connect it to HomeSync. And then from HomeSync, you can publish to all of them. You can publish to all your pages simultaneously, or you can choose which ones you want to publish to. And then you can schedule posts. So you can come in on a Monday and schedule posts for the rest of the week, or even have HomeSync automate your publishing. So you can have a bucket of posts that you want to publish, and it'll do it for you automatically. So what we try to do is we try to save time, which is the most important thing for a real estate agent, so that they don't have to be a professional social media marketer to actually be active on social media.
Okay. Now, when you say, do you have the ability to curate through your system?
Yes. So when you sign up to HomeSync, we curate real estate content from the top real estate blogs, real estate websites. It gets fed right into your dashboard. You can pick content that you want to publish and publish straight to all your social media if you want to.
And how many different platforms can you sync to, or is there a limit?
There's no limit. There's no limit. You can sync to all your pages. So if you're a real estate agent, you can have your Instagram page, you can have your Facebook business page, you can have your Twitter, your LinkedIn. No limit on how many you can sync for the real estate package that we offer.
Excellent. And what? So we have no limit to what we're posting.
Yep.
We can post to all of these different channels.
Correct.
And how have you seen the platform change realtors' productivity?
Oh, we love talking to realtors that use our platform, because we see how much more time they have to do what they want. We deal with Keller Williams agents, we deal with Coldwell Banker, we have all kinds of agents that they now have these marketing Mondays where they can come in one Monday a week, one Monday a month, and schedule posts for the rest of the month, and then they're done. They just get notifications that say, hey, that post that you wanted to publish was just published, and we'll let you know if there's any engagement on it. And then you can go ahead and answer. So what we're trying to solve is the issue of these people that are out on the streets working hard, trying to sell homes, that don't have time to do their social media. We make it very easy for them to do it from their phone or from their computer.
Okay, so I love the fact that it's mobile responsive, because this is where everyone is hanging out right now when we think about social media, and we also think about technology. But the concept I'm loving that I heard you just say is to come together potentially as an office and have your marketing Mondays, right?
Yeah.
And it could be either one day out of the month, that first Monday of each month, or every single Monday, where you're going to come and basically get bulk content uploaded based on different themes and strategies for that month. So that right there means that not only as a broker, I'm thinking as a managing broker, right? Our whole office would be more productive, and we would build the morale of each of the agents. And if we were to bring in like the social media manager for the office at that time, they would do it, and they would do it correctly. So that right there, all by itself, is well worth it. So I'm going to add that Marketing Monday to my calendar for the entire office, and not just be selfish, right? And do it for myself. You could do this as a team and as an office. So you said, I take it that you love TikTok.
Oh, I love me some TikTok. Yeah, I have to set a limit on how often I use it, because you can look down and then look back up, and you've been on it for an hour and you're like, I don't have time for this, but I do love the platform.
Is there a real estate marketing strategy you've learned from TikTok? If you were going to take away something and apply it other places from something you learned on TikTok, what would it be?
So TikTok is all about the visuals, right? If you scroll through TikTok, you'll see that there's a lot of beautiful people on TikTok. There's a lot of beautiful places on TikTok, and a lot of beautiful homes on TikTok. So TikTok is a place where I've seen a lot of brokers and agents be successful with premium listings. So if you're on TikTok, it's like you said, the professional photos, the drone photos, all those things. That's the strategies that I've seen be successful on TikTok, because millennials, we're the type of people that we're going to pay somebody $1,000 to jump in a fake airplane and look like we're, on a private jet when we're not. That's what we do. We like looking like we have the cool things. So when we see cool houses with drone footage and, a theater or whatever it may be, make a kitchen look gorgeous, that's the type of stuff that not only are we going to like, we're going to share it. I see things on TikTok, and I send it to my better half, and I'm like, hey, look at this. And then I regret it, because she's like, that kitchen's beautiful, we got to do it. And I'm like, oh God. Right. So yeah, when it comes to TikTok, it's all about the visuals and making sure that you make everything look outstanding.
I think we should carry that just over into our real estate business, right?
Oh, yeah.
Taking that time to look around every single room, to showcase it in its most positive light, but also to think about ourselves. So I'm in my home office, right? Yep. And I had cleaned over the years. I like to have too many elements, right? So I had to make sure that I turned this sign the correct way, because when I turn it this way, right, you can't see what the sign says.
That's right.
So, right, it's just a little inch on the sign, but the sign is pivoted so that you can read it, and I did the same thing for everything that's behind me, just taking those few extra, it wasn't even a minute, right? Just to make sure that, hey, I got everything set up the correct way so that it all is pivoted when I'm sitting in this screen. As real estate professionals, because we live in such a visual society, we want to do that not only for ourselves, but then also for every single listing, for our photos and for our videos. I'm not telling you it has to be perfect, because I still want you to be consistent. So I don't want you to sacrifice consistency for what you believe is the visual of perfection, right? Because the visual of perfection is still going to be contingent upon the viewer. Last night we went out to dinner, and we're taking all these selfies. Now I'm aggravated, and my girlfriend's going to laugh at me now. I'm aggravated because everybody's photos and videos are dirty, right? And I'm like, do y'all wipe y'all phones off? Do y'all have lens wipes? Better yet, y'all not watching my videos, right? And I took everybody, 'cause I always wear something soft cotton. I took it, I cleaned everybody's phone. And in every last one of them, I said, take that picture again. And I'm like, do you not see the difference? Man, this is the difference that a clean lens can give. Yes, I need you to clean your lens every single time you take a photo or a video because it is truly going to show a difference. A clean lens is the starting point for all visuals. It's like me wearing my glasses, right? I can clearly see things a lot better.
Right.
And better yet, your glasses, if you need a bifocal, you can read. That's the same thing that the clean lens can give you. So how would one work with you and HomeSync?
You can find us at simply just going to homesync.com, and that we have all the information about our product and our offerings. And we also provide lots of reference information for just learning about social media in general. We are official Facebook developer partners, so we have access to lots of Facebook features that other platforms do not. We have one-click advertising as well. So if you have a listing with one button, you upload some pictures and we'll automatically create the ad for you that's targeted by location and size perfectly based on what Facebook recommends. So just connecting with us via the HomeSync website. You can find me on LinkedIn too, Albert Leao, Leao. And I'm happy to talk to anybody about social media. I love it.
Well, one, I want to thank you for your time and your energy. Two, for providing just the update on social media technology. Three, for developing a platform in order to save us realtors time. And knowing that consistency is going to be key because no one wants a one-hit wonder. There's no such thing as a one-hit wonder, right? So we have to be consistent. Everybody, you can go over to HomeSync, HomeSync.com, and please connect with Albert as he wants you to be successful leveraging social media and technology. Thank you.